Alright, so today's video, we're going to be watching a Plat 5 support on PC, playing Juno, Kiriko, and some Brig. They say, we started off with a great attack. Nothing felt super hard, but every time I went to heal, my Ana said no, using the hero comms. I didn't know what they were saying no to, so I just continued. When it came to our defense, it felt way harder, like I was the only one trying to keep the tank up. Towards the end, the tank and the Ana start arguing because she held her ult for 2 points. Tank said I had already ulted twice before she ulted once, which I wasn't really paying attention to, but it definitely felt like I was the only one healing the tank. They kept arguing into OT rounds, and she kept insulting me and the tank. Mind you, I haven't said anything to her besides telling her she had some really good antis. I switched to Kiriko because I felt Suzu would help me keep the tank alive a lot better. They swapped to Zen because they said I was heal botting too much for them to get value on Ana. When I went back to watch the replay, she intentionally started avoiding healing the tank, starting on our first defense. I tried not to argue with them because I still felt we had a good chance at winning. Did I accidentally tilt my Ana into giving up on healing the tank? If I was heal botting, where could I have looked to get more damage in? Sounds like quite the journey of a rank game. Let's start it up. All right, here we go. So you're on Juno. I can definitely see your Ana healing right now, so that part's happening. Okay, so we'll start right away. This is just something for anybody in any rank here. If your diva starts to go fly in here and create space, which again, I'm not saying that a diva flying into their team is the best way to go and create space, but if your teammate's capable of getting around the corner here, one of the best things your team can do is actually kind of wide swing this a little bit to help the diva. The Sigma and the Pharah are still gonna look main. You can then pressure them while these back here, these players are gonna be pressuring the diva. This can really help take a point. Now, again, I know the diva got really aggressive, but I just want to say, like, try to swing with your teammates that way when they go, like, around corners like that, rather than just sit back and play the corner, because your tank has already made a pass there. Like, it's just one of those things where sometimes when space is created, it may not be the best approach to it with what the diva just did, but could actually win you rounds. If you even get one kill there, you're already going to be at a slight advantage because of how close your spawns are, and just trading out. So, your team is definitely playing a little bit more passive. Here, so one thing I want you to speedrun. There you go. Perfect. Now go up with your diva and then right click. Perfect. All of that right there, I like. That's an aggressive play. You're being proactive with the corner. You're going in. That's what you want to do in that situation. And you want to do that more often. You notice how it took you a while to get there? You could have done that even sooner. Speedrun. Speedrun. I want you to speedrun to give your diva an opportunity here. Or to let your teammates push up. So one thing with speedrunning, I think you can utilize it a little bit more, and something I kind of learned over time was that if your teammates can get to them quicker and you haven't won a team fight, the speedrunning helps so much. It's one of the reasons why Lucio's utilized so much in comps, is because speed boost can get you to people that you normally can't get to. So definitely use that speedrunning more to help your teammate. Like right now, your diva likes to play aggressive. You could throw a speedrunning towards the diva, right? Now the diva's gonna play passive, but now throw a speedrunning right after this. That way the diva can go to the other team and go right into them. Boom, they're up there. You know? Speedrunning this so you can disengage. Again, okay, so like, let's talk about this very quickly. The reason why I'm being adamant about your speedrunning is because I feel like you haven't used it for a while. So basically what I would do is I'd actually throw a speedrunning this way, so your teammates from the Winston can disengage from the Winston during that ultimate. Now, there's no guarantee that happens, but there was a Wu Yang ultimate on the Winston. Maybe your teammate disengages it. Now you go, yeah, but like, how would that benefit me? With Juno, when you activate your speed ring, you also benefit from that speed ring. Not only are you getting the benefit of the speed boost on you, your teammates have the possibility to peel back here. So instead of just kind of like not hitting that button, I think you could have also popped speed ring, giving your teammates an opportunity here, and maybe it works out for the better there, right? Or maybe like, you know, other things happen. Also, don't be afraid to speedrun. One of the best combos for a long time, keep in mind, both heroes have been nerfed since this, but one of the common strategies was actually to speedrun diva in. Now, that was also broken at the time, but it still is pretty solid. So it's like a really good synergy comp with a diva to speedrun your diva in. I love when I have a Juno that will do that because it enables me to get to their backline. One of the weaknesses diva runs into is you have mobility, but you can't get to them as like some other tanks can. You kind of like get stuck in the mud sometimes, so I just want to see you use your abilities a little bit more. All right. Another thing you could possibly do is try to be more proactive with your torpedoes. Again, it can be a difference of like play style, but I am more in the mindset of okay, there you go. I'm more in the mindset of aggressive torpedoes and wait until my teammates get low and torpedo them back to full HP. I just think there's so much damage output you're actually missing out on there. Now, to your question of like, you know, your teammates saying you're heal bot and etc. I wouldn't quite put it that much to the point where like stop healing your tank and just like get mad about it. But I definitely think you could do more aggressive torpedoes. So, like right now, you could be aggressive with a torpedo here, right? Once it goes by, or now you be aggressive with a torpedo. I feel like you're almost not giving your torpedoes time, but we'll see. Teammate needs to heal left side. Good job healing your teammate. Speed ring your diva out. Speed ring your diva out. Speed ring your diva out. Okay. So this is going to be super helpful for you because I think it's going to help you level up your Juno already. If I'm a diva here and you put a speed ring right at this doorway, it is so beneficial to me. And right now, it feels like you're just not even using that ability except very rarely. So I really, really want you to like prioritize looking for when your teammates are in an advantageous spot and using that speed ring as a way for your teammate to not only engage, but disengage. There's many opportunities here already. Diva right here is one of them. Again, your diva survives, but I'm showing you the ability usage on where it could be really key more than anything else. It feels like you have these really strong abilities and you're not using them as much as you could. I do think you should give more time on the torpedoes sometimes. That one, not in that situation right there, of course, because like you already won the team fight, etc. But sometimes you can kind of really have some fun with that. All right, so if you're in this situation here, what you should probably do is once they get to the corner, now that they have a Sigma, you want to use a Juno ultimate to pressure the Sigma. One of the Sigma's biggest weaknesses is when your team is just like basically on top of them and you can't go anywhere. So if you see that Sigma even remotely turn the corner here or be really close up, you pop that Juno ultimate with the speed ring. Won't be able to do anything and their team should get overwhelmed. So right now you see the Sigma, I'll pause and show you. One thing that really struggles for Sigma is when you are close to people, right? Sigma is a zone with damage tank. So if you see this Sigma get to like right here, speed ring, Juno ult, because they won't be able to do anything. The Ana is the one that could maybe save this team fight, but even then, I would rather take the risk reward of that than just sit there in the ultimate. We'll see what you do though. Of course, I don't know what your reaction is going to be, but I wanted to show it before. That Sigma used the you pop the ult, pop the ult, pop the ult, pop the ult. Okay, your teammate popped an ult. You can wait now. You can wait. Good speed ring a little bit late. Once the Sojourn popped the ultimate, chat, I was like, okay, never mind. Like, you're good. But you see what I mean? How, like, your teammate had the right idea there of being aggressive around that corner? That was the correct play. Now you can pop your ultimate. Just take the win here. Yeah, take this. Pop the ult. Speed ring. Speed ring your teammates, then get out of that ultimate easier. Well, can't get out of the ultimate there. Ult this. There you go. I almost feel like you waited too long on this one. Yeah. Okay, so I want to talk about this, all right? Here's the thing. When they're coming out of spawn doors, you can take away all that space. So why would you want to wait on your Juno ultimate to let them take the space back and then pop it, right? At that point, you're going to have to back away. They're going to come out of the doors here, right? The worst thing you can do is let them reestablish positioning. They have a Sigma right here. They have a Brig up here. That's cool. What you want to do is you would want to then pop your ultimate pretty much around this moment. And the reason you're doing this is to keep the space. The Sigma won't be able to go anywhere. This cart keeps moving. Your teammates feel safe on the point, and then you can win the team fight. The one thing you can't do is let the other team get the map control back, because at that point, it puts a little bit too much risk on like what your play is going to be. I think being proactive and aggressive with it's the better play. So let's watch what happens now. So, ready? You have your ultimate still. You still have your ultimate. You still have your ultimate. Let me look at the space your team has. This could help get your Diva suit back. This could keep your Sojourn healed rather than waste your torpedoes on the Sojourn to keep them alive, which you do, right? There's your torpedoes. Look at this. Still opportunity here. They've now nanoed their Sigma. The Juno ultimate could already be out. Now they're going back. Now they're ulting with the Torbo, right? Not the Torbo, the Bastion ultimate. Now they've taken the space back. Keep in mind, they've taken the space back with a Torb ultimate around there. Imagine what happens if you have a Juno ultimate and a Torb ult here. Instead, you wait. They start to take map control back. Their Ana's pushed up. Their Sigma's right here. Everybody's pushing up on the team. Now these players who were late to spawn up are now back. And then you pop your ultimate. Do you see the problem you've done now? Is you've allowed for them to reset. They are now back to exactly where they would be if your team was right here. Don't give up that space. Use your ultimate proactively. Instead, it looks like your team's gonna lose the team fight, and then you reset, and I think you would have capped that with over 3 minutes, or around 3 minutes. Wait for it. Nice pick. By the way, love that aggressive Juno torpedo. That's what I mean. That was really good space creation. I wanted to show you a good example of it too. Like you used your speed ring, you went in, you got aggressive with that. I like that. Because now you have them up again already. You can be aggressive with your torpedoes again. Huge. Now you can heal. Speed ring. Perfect speed ring. Because now your Diva. Look at your Diva go right in. Backline. Boom. Gets the free kill on the Brig. Your teammates get... You see this, though? All because of good usage on the speed rings. Right? So I want you to see this, and I think you've done a better job now in this last minute than you did the whole time with your speed rings. That was very well played. Looking good. Yeah, hope you enjoy. What rank is this? I think it's plat. Look to your now. Get the kills, and there you go. So, to give you an idea, that whole sequence right there, I think you could have saved about a minute and a half if it wasn't for like playing that a little bit too safe for my liking. This is where things start to kind of change a little bit, right? I think this is where you say your Ana like doesn't heal the tank. So I'm gonna see what you do on Brig, and I'm also kind of curious to see what happens here. Because if the Ana is refusing to heal the tank now, which we'll see. You're on Brig for a second, so. Okay, that's rough. Sorry. All right. So on Brig here, just to kind of give people an idea of how I like to play Brig, and again, every play style is different on how you want to do that. All right, let's just talk about it very quickly while we're here. I'll wait till this next team fight engages and kind of show you what I mean. Because sometimes I think people will think that Brig is a tank, and truthfully, that's not how you necessarily want to play Brig. Play Brig like an off-tank would. An off-tank would be like a Zarya, like a D.Va, etc. Play to keep your other support alive and keep your teammate alive. If you do that as Brig, you're going to have really good moments, and then you can be aggressive when you need be based off of that. But if you keep your other support unkillable, and that's a lot of why you see Brig in pro play, all of you are going to have a pretty good time. Just remember that with Brig. You're not like this like run-at-them frontline tank. I know why you're going here, so I'm not going to comment on that. Good job. Good auto grenade by your teammate. I do gotta pay attention, like in these situations, to see what the healing's like. So let me. There you go. Go back on Juno. There you go. Speed ring, speed ring, speed ring, speed ring. There you go. That should be okay. So this is where we need to go back to the speed ring usage. That needs to be used way sooner than that. Again, I want you to start using your speed ring as a disengage tool and a re-engage tool. Now you're like, yeah, but I try to disengage. If your D.Va has 1 HP, this is where your disengage spot should be. Right? So that way the D.Va can get the benefit here, back away, and be safe. If you wait till your D.Va's at 1 HP, there's a very good chance, now with the DPS passive being whatever it's at now, it's probably like, what, 15% on a tank? You got to stay ahead of the heals or stay ahead of the peel. Both of you didn't do either of that, and then now your tank's demaxed again. So, again, I know your Ana's on heal, and I'm trying to, like, get the buttons right for that whenever we get to that point, but... Sorry, I keep switching between wrong characters. There we go. Yep. Oh, once you lose armor? Oh, yeah, armor's really strong. That's why anytime, like, Blizzard will give 25 armor to a hero, that hero automatically gets, like, a 5% win rate increase. It's ridiculous. Okay. Good job keeping your teammate alive. Okay, I want to see if they're going to heal your D.Va or not. Okay, I'll go back now. Sorry, you might see me go back and forth a couple times, chat. Okay, you can be aggressive here with your Juno ultimate. Now, go. Speed ring, speed ring, speed ring, speed ring. Okay. I want to pause for a second. The reason why you want to speed ring is because think about this. If you have an ultimate that's really cool, why not give your teammates the benefit of being really aggressive with it, right? I've seen you use your ultimate, but I haven't seen you speed ring too many times during that. I think you're kind of using the ultimate almost like as a solo like BAP window. Remember that it's a really good teamo. So don't be afraid to use that speed ring to help your teammates get to you. I know the Juno ultimate is slow, but I want you to think more about your teammates getting to it more than like where you're at that point. There's a D.Va ult. Doesn't get anybody. It's really hard to tell here because, like, technically right now, there's not much. Even if your Ana was healing the D.Va there, like, your Ana's not going to be able to keep that D.Va alive right there, straight up. The D.Va has a very aggressive playstyle. Imagine if speedring also made the ultimate faster. Imagine if you could, like, make it a perk one day or something. Okay. Start taking away with a bit of the map control now.
Please wait while I heal.
And this is a fine rotation. I mean, like, right there, like... Oh, they're not healing him. Yep, look at it. So, chat, they were right. That's what happened. If we go back, look at... I was wondering here because the Ramattra... Look at, you can see it. Not purposely healing him, see? Yep. So the Juno was right. That they stopped healing the tank. Like, you'll see, they won't nano the Ramattra here. See, watch. They're gonna avoid healing the Ramattra as much as they can. Yeah. Thankfully, your Junkrat gets the kill. All right. Since you wouldn't need it to heal bot if the Ana healed. I know. That's the part about that. That's the great part, isn't it? See, now, I just want to point out, this is where, like, cooldown usage might be a little bit different. Like, right here, like, that could be a free nano. Diana is definitely not trying to... Yeah, Diana's purposely LOS in the tank. Yeah. So. I guess they just got mad and decided that you couldn't heal the tank. Yep. You're just still getting kills, though. Now you have your Juno ultimate. So that would tell you. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not ideal if somebody just does that. Good job going up on high ground, actually. Kind of cool to see. All right. Good job disengaging away. You gotta pop your ultimate. You gotta pop that ult. You gotta pop the ult. You gotta pop the ult. Gotta pop the ult. I'm gonna ask you this. Okay, we gotta pause a second. In this situation, you need to trade back lines, not try to peel back to your back line. I know it kind of sucks in this situation, but what needs to happen here is you and your tank need to push forward here to get as many kills or force out cooldowns. So I would have liked to see you actually throw your ultimate this way, so that way your Ramatra could also benefit from it and maybe get a kill. Obviously, Moira can fade away, etc. But I think going this way actually was not the play and might actually just get your teammates killed. And then if you look, they end up Mei ulting it, and you end up in the Mei ult, and you might fall over too. Also, cool animations again. But I think I would have liked to see you go this way because you're not going to be able to like really peel back here unless your Ramatra peeled back, which they weren't. So you needed to do that. So just a little bit of a note again. I think sometimes you're using your Juno ultimate, but you're not using it on time, or you're not quite knowing where to put it or how to use it. So I'm trying to showcase that as we go. Obviously, it would help if you're on it with nano your tank and heal him too, but that's a whole different story, right? So even right here, they're refusing to heal him. You can see they're basically relying on you to do it. So back to you. I'm so confused though. If you think your Juno is heal botted, why would you then get mad and not heal the tank because they're heal botted? Because if you're not healing the tank, then you're going to have to heal the tank from the other support. So where can the other support ever put out damage if you're not healing the tank? You know what I mean? Like, it feels like... that's the part I don't quite understand. Okay, now they're on Zen, so now, like, this is... See, now being on Zen makes way more sense now, because now you don't even have to worry about that. Now they can just do damage and not have to worry... Now you know what you have to do, right? You have to... You're the one healing the tank now. So, we'll see how this goes. One thing I learned with Kiriko... When I first started playing Kiriko, I was doing exactly this. I was just throwing heals in my tank, looking for damage when it was in front of me. Just throw damage out of corners. I'm telling you right now, the amount of times I would just, in this neutral, would just start spamming a corner and headshot 2 people in a row, get a random kill on somebody, put pressure on their team by not even looking for the damage. Just throwing it out there, kind of like I'm playing Junkrat, is really high. So when you get stuck in this neutral of not having to do too much, don't be afraid to just like throw some shots this way. Don't be afraid if you know they're up here to throw some shots that way. So like the heal, kunai heal combo, or like even if you do want to do 1-1, is something that you'll hear recommended. Every opportunity will be different on how you want to do that. But yes, that is like the general way to go about it if like the game is in that type of flow where like it's, you know, it's kind of like predictable, right? So anyway, don't be afraid to do damage. Remember, you got to heal your teammates too, because you're Ana Zen has basically decided to... You know, I mean, obviously they're on Zen now, so you don't even have to worry about those heals. You just gotta get the heals up here, yeah. Like, technically, when you do that, yeah, there you go. Technically, when you're doing these heals, even on Ramatra, you can throw that damage out a little bit. So, I know it's not easy on this one. Okay. Something also that I want you to do more of, because I've been loving this while playing Kiriko. Do not be afraid to wall climb. I'm telling you right now, like the amount of times I can just escape out of a team fight because I just wall climb rather than just teleport into my teammate 1 foot in front of me is really high. My first reaction used to be teleport to my Ramatra. And then after that, I'm like, why am I doing that? I can go up in the air. They overextend. They're looking up at the skybox to kill me because I was kind of low, but not quite low. They look up at me. Now they have a bad angle. And then if I need to, I can just hold my shift button or whatever your swift step button is, and then it will go to the first person you see after that. So then you can survive. Remember, if you hold the button, even if you don't have anybody, it will go to somebody. Don't be afraid to use that escape tactic on that one rather than just like TP in front of you, like this. Although, this one you had to do that one, I get. But again, you can do crazy things like, okay, my Ramaja's up here. You can climb up this wall a little bit and throw like a... These are things that I started to do more, and it's so much better than doing that. That one, I understand why you had to do that, but that was not going to be it. That was more of like your tank was out of position than on you, so we'll see how it works. But yeah. See, if your Ramatra ends up clutching that, it's the best play ever, right? If they don't end up clutching it, you go, oh, okay.
I'm on my game.
Hey, look at this chat. I think they might win the team fight. Best play ever. Good job. You see? Easy. Best play ever. There you go. You save your Ramatra survives for the most part, and you win the team fight. So, hey, you know what? Sometimes it's worth it.
My gift to you.
There you go. Put some heals out. Yeah, I'm okay with the cleanse. I cleanse is a long cooldown, but like when you're at this corner and then they can't push you, maybe you might have needed it for your Ramatra, to be honest, but I think your Ramatra's fine. Yep, your Ramatra is exactly what you need to do. Block simulator, you just sit there and block, block, block. A little bit of a note there, just make sure you get to your teammate on the cleanse. I think you kind of went with the cleanse right away. I don't know, that's a tough one. I've done the same thing. Yep. Just do damage now. Pop some damage now. Like, this is where you start spamming. Yep, good job. Yep. Heal, spam. Heal, damage. Nice. See? Great. Oh, you wall climbed. Nice, good job. All right, your Winston's in. I was gonna say maybe you could TP. I wouldn't recommend it, though. Turn your back. You don't know where your tank's HP is at, and you know your other teammate isn't healing. Yep. You gotta be careful here. You don't even have, like, the Baby Diva opportunity there, right? So... That's why I don't want you to turn your back there, because that can be pretty rough at times. Good job surviving that. Good job TPing out. I want you to pop this Kitsune the moment you get it, around the corner, so that way it goes a little bit for your team. That's fine. That's the best you can do in that situation. I totally understand. There you go. Notice their Juno used a reactive Juno ultimate, so it's not going to be as good there. Should be good there. Throwing a heal up on the Sojourn.
Not so fast.
Just keep watching your team. A little bit of a note, I want you to kind of have like almost this like internal timer of how long should I turn my back for my teammates. At the very least, what I like to do if I find that like my teammates are like, I'm basically in the middle of them, is just reposition a little bit so I can angle and see more. So like technically, let's say they're up like right here on the stairs and your teammates are here and you kind of like just stand here. Just don't be afraid to just back up, reset your positioning, and then you can see both ways. You're gonna have to look left or right. But the point I'm making is that like, it's easier to kind of track where your teammates' HP at. Now, of course, if Blizzard ever adds those HP bars, that could be a different style in the future, but we don't know if they ever will. The ones where you can like see on the bottom left, because you can then make that decision a lot easier. So good game by you. Now, obviously, you know, you had a couple questions on like, did you accidentally tilt your Ana into like not healing the tank? I mean, honestly, that wasn't even a heal bot game out of you. Don't get me wrong, you definitely leaned more towards heals, but you weren't heal botting as much as they were saying. So that Ana just giving up and not healing the tank, I don't know why. But let's go back very quickly on this one. Remember, you need to be more proactive. You need to be more willing to use your abilities, because I feel like you're doing a pretty good job in some areas, but you're not really utilizing your cooldowns as well as you could, and that can really level up your game. So take into account some of the things we mentioned. Obviously, that sucks that your teammate kind of just stopped healing your tank and made it probably a lot harder there, but good job in picking up the win. Good job kind of staying composed as the team. And yeah, I think if you can take some of that advice we gave you, you can climb. You got this. You absolutely got this. If you like the video, hit the like button. You want to submit your own video like this, my Discord's where you do that. Subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't. And you know, there's gonna be a box that pops up right here. Click that video if you haven't. It's a good video. With that being said, hope you all have an amazing day /night.